Hi, my name's Suzanne and I run a charity and a business for stopping domestic violence, and I'm also a healer. And today I've got some information on mirroring. Mirroring you, when a person wants to mirror you and wants to take on your personal identity. So mirroring is when a person tries to mirror your personality or traits that you have, and they could even claim that they're you and use your name as their own identity. And any person who does this will have a huge lack of self-esteem and will not have love for themselves. They will not be feeling secure to be themselves. They're needing to take on the other person's identity as their own, and they will be living in their ego self, not their true self. And the reason a person does this is because they want to receive validation in their life, but this validation is a false validation, as the persona that they've taken on is not their own but another person's. And real validation comes from doing the inner work, from your shadow work, and it's not from taking on another person's personality. And well-being comes from your inner core and from self-love and good self-esteem. And you can't get this from an outside source. It has to be done personally. And the person doing it could be an empty shell of a person without any self-esteem and self-love for themselves. And when you work on yourself and your inner wounds, all of your gifts that have been hidden to you will actually appear for you. So it's actually a really good way to work on yourself, because then you'll have all your gifts to use in your own life. You won't need anyone else's gifts because you've got your own. And trying to steal another person's gifts actually doesn't work, as you can only receive these gifts from doing the inner work yourself. And what would need to happen for you to receive the gifts of another person is you'd have to do the inner work of that person. Which people don't realise, and like the person that you want to steal the gifts from. And most people who try to steal another person's gifts don't realise that this is what they need to do, and they're really shocked when they find out that they're no further ahead, that they might have 30 years of work to do before they can get the gifts, which they're really shocked about. And they'll be going through all the karma of the person, which is not very nice at all. So they're really shocked when they find themselves in this situation and that they're no further ahead. And some mirroring can even go as far as wanting to take on another person's soul and body. And this is often when a person is idealizing another person, and they're putting them on a pedestal as special and above them, and they think of them as like a godlike person. That's like famous people are often looked at like that. And they could wear clothes like you, have the same makeup, haircut, get a facelift so they look like you. They could change their hobbies and goals so they're same as yours, and they copy everything that you do because they're trying to be you. They could buy a car like you, buy a house like you, even wanting to take your body and soul. And that's called a destiny swap. So they've got another person's destiny, but to have another person's destiny given to them. But what the reality is that this cannot actually happen spiritually, as one of the laws of the universe is that you need to have permission. There needs to be free will, and you need permission to take on another person's soul. You can't just take ownership of another soul and body. And it doesn't matter what kind of black magic you do, what tricks you do to try and make this happen. It's not going to happen, because the universe will step in and say, sorry, that's not on. You can't do that. It's against the law of the universe. And there needs to be an agreement between each soul before any other soul can take over it. So, and there are cases where there's actually, it's called a walk-in, and that is when another soul comes in to help the original soul in the body but it's all done with agreement between both souls, and it's to help that soul to do some special path, like they'll be on a special path and they might need some help, some added soul there to help them. And no person can just take over another person's body and soul. You have to get their agreed permission, and if you don't have that, well, you're not going to get anywhere. Any person who does this kind of, they need to work on themselves and their own issues so they do better, and they need to leave other people alone, and they need to be true to themselves, their own goals, and that you have in their own life, and not try and take someone else's life or someone else's goal. And copying another person, it's actually really low on the conscious scale. It's a very low vibrational frequency action that you're trying to do, because it's actually one step above control. So you're actually trying to control another person's life, which is really abusive. So it's best to just work on raising your vibration and your frequency, so that you operate out of love energy again. And we can all stand in our own power and our own truth, be ourselves. And anyone who does this behaviour, like, they have mental illness. They need to get help. They need to see a counsellor. They need to see a mental health worker so they can work on their own issues. And you'll never be better by being another person, as you need to be yourself and value yourself, because we've all got an individual soul plan. Like, everyone has something that they're supposed to do, and you're not working on yourself and what you're supposed to do. So it's crazy. And often this behaviour will start out small, and then it'll get bigger and bigger until you're completely copying another person in every way, and you're not living your own life. And underneath all of this behaviour, there's often low self-esteem, jealousy, envy for someone else's life. And the truth is, we don't know what someone else has done to get to where they are today. Like, they could have had 30, 40 years of work that they've done. You don't know. Or they could have done a lot of work in another lifetime. Like, you don't know what the truth is. And they've done all this work to get to where they are today. It didn't just happen all of a sudden. And mirroring is actually done by children, and it's one of the ways that they learn, by copying those around them. But they separate when they get older. They separate. They go their own way. They do their own thing. They have their own personality, their own goals that they work towards. And when you're feeling whole and complete in yourself and you have self-love, you don't need to copy anyone else. You don't care. You don't care. It's like, you're not interested in what someone else is doing. You're too busy doing your own thing. And we all have strengths, and we all have strengths and weaknesses in our life to work with. And it's best to look at the self-reflection that you're putting out into the world. Like, for how you behave and how you act, so that you can do better. Like, this is just crazy behaviour, so don't do it. Like, it's crazy behaviour. Okay, so that's my little blog on mirroring and wanting to take on another person's personality. And if you like this video, you can push the like button, and you can subscribe to our channel and share it. Thank you.